We've got our Land Rover Discovery 5, the all-new Land Rover Discovery, in the workshop today, and we're looking at some of the issues around the spare wheel winch. So the spare wheel is up underneath the car on the Land Rover Discovery 5, and there are some issues related to that. We'll go. Now the first thing we do to get a better look underneath your car and investigate any issues is to put it in off-road mode. And actually, do you want to put a axle stand underneath? I'll get Ian to put an axle stand underneath, because when you're working under the car we ought to get it safe. So on what you can do is, if you start the car and select off-road mode on these buttons here, then I'm not showing you very well, then you can raise the car. So raise the car up as high as it will go, and that will give you a little bit more room. But as you heard me just saying there, it's worth just putting an axle stand somewhere so that if the car...
You've got to drop it underneath it too, won't it?
There goes. Okay, so let's go underneath now and see what we've got. Okay, so if we dive underneath and have a look at this, you will notice a massive chasm under here, and you'll see the spare wheel winch. So in your boot floor there's a little nut, and we'll have a look at it. And what you do is you wind the nut from your carpeted boot floor, and then there's a cable that comes through here and lowers your spare wheel down. Now if you need to change it, you need to lower that down, remove your spare wheel, and then you've got a series of nuts. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts there, and you've got 2 on here. Now what's happening is, there have been instances where people have stolen your spare wheel, and in doing so have damaged the winch mechanism. So you may have to find yourself replacing the winch mechanism, and I'll go through some of the options you've got. Now, one of the things apparently they didn't have fitted on some of the early models was this extra bit at the back, and this one had it fitted, and there's a little slot here for the wire to come through. So this was a retrofit bracket, and I'll show you that, and that was to try and stop your spare wheel from being stolen. But it hasn't worked on this car, and we'll have a look at why it happened and how you can stop it, because it is quite expensive. The quote from Land Rover to fix this was £1,500, which is an unpleasant surprise. So if you're watching this video, I suggest you go and check underneath your Discovery 5 to check your spare wheel is still there, and then keep watching and I'll show you what you need to do to try and stop this happening to you. So how are we doing there, Ian? So these are 4 nuts on the main thing.
3 off.
3 off, nearly that. And then if we grab it out and put it on the table, we'll have a look at it compared to the other one we've got. There we go, that all comes out like that. Right, let's go and have a look on the table. So, there we go, we're out from underneath the car and we're having a look. So, that metal bracket you saw underneath is one of these, and you can see the slot. But the new winches come with this already fitted. So if you have a look, this is a brand new winch, and we'll have these for sale on our website. We'll put the little link down in the comments below. And what you'll notice is that this bracket is already attached. Now obviously this one doesn't need a slot down the side of it, because they obviously assemble it when they assemble the whole mechanism. So if I zoom out a little bit, you'll be able to see, oh, that's in, that's out. So that's the whole assembly you get. So the new ones do come, and they also come with this steel cap at the end to stop the spare wheel being stolen, which is a good thing. But the big difference that we've noticed, and not many people have, well, we haven't seen anyone mention this, is if you just put that other one there next to it, is this extra piece here. So a steel piece, this whole lid assembly has been redesigned with, actually I say steel, it looks more like a sort of zinc or die cast component here, which isn't present on the older designs. So, and it's not even like it's missing, that the actual way this casing is made is different. So these new winches seem to have some extra deterrence built in, and I would highly recommend, for the cost of replacing the winch, it's probably worth doing to save the cost and inconvenience of not having a spare wheel there when you need it. So we're going to now look at fitting this one. Anything else I need to cover there, Ian?
I don't think so, that's the main bit.
Right, so let's have a go. Let's see if we can fit that back. And then we'll show you how to get your spare wheel. So let's have a look. Ian might need it handy. So it's just a question of how easy it is to get that back out.
You hook that up through that hole first.
You got your studs there.
Line up your 4 studs.
I've got my finger on that for you.
And then start.
Now there's loads of room. It's not too inconvenient. You could do this on the drive.
Yeah, you definitely don't need a lift or anything like that.
But yeah, obviously if you're putting in access mode, I always worry about safety. You're relying on a lot of air, so just put something else under there. I know these are lighter than the old ones, but they're still going to crush us, aren't they?
Yeah. It's just something to give you time to get out and it ready. That's the main thing.
And it's alright when they're new, but people could be watching this videos in 20 years' time, Ian. And they'll be goodness knows what condition they'll be in then. Right, so we got those in.
So I'm not going to do these up too tight yet, just winding them on.
So I'll make myself useful and get that bit up there. Okay. And now hold on, Ian, we've got to be careful here, because look, this can go on 2 ways. It's got a little slope to it if you look. Now does it go on that way? Well, that way. I'm like the opticians. Which way do you like best? That way? I'm going to say that feels like I'm forcing against it there. I'm kinking the wire. So it needs to go slope.
We've got a little tab in it. Is there a
little location thing? Yeah, it's supposed to locate in that little groove there. I bet you if you get that there. Yeah, that's... Let me have a little... Does that groove seem to fit in between those? Anyway, I'm happy with it that way. So why don't you get one of those screws in and then I'll... So yeah, if you have a look there, you can see it's leaning towards the front of the car. If you can see that there. So the cable seems to sit happier there. Now, I didn't show you is that you can get 2 depths of this, one for the 21 inch and one for a 22 inch wheel. But the new, that's only if you're doing the retrofit, which probably isn't worth doing, I'm going to say, because with the retrofit you don't get, you'll sort this problem, but you'll still leave yourself exposed with this issue here. So I think it may be worth doing it all. Just getting the new thing and then forgetting about it, hopefully.
You can be a lot more assured though, at least. Nothing's going to be 100%, is it? No. You're just doing everything you can.
You feel happier though, you'd feel good about it. Right, so we've got that all ready to go. We've got the spring, we've got all that ready. Right, now we've got to have a look so we've got a spare wheel. Now, on spare wheels, there's an interesting thing. You can buy a brand new spare wheel of the same type and size and flavour of your current one, but that's going to be a bit expensive. One thing that's cheaper is to buy a Space Saver spare wheel. Now obviously you're limited on the speed, as you can see by this big yellow logo, but these are cheaper to buy, which is a bonus. They're also less desirable to steal, so you can rest assured that when the guy goes underneath to steal your spare wheel, he'll be cursing you because you've got the cheapy Space Saver. So we're going to go for the Space Saver on this one. Now obviously it goes, I think it goes with the alloy, the nice bit, going up to the car, so that you don't get your nice, if you had nice alloys, you don't get them dirty. So get that under there, and then you have to go through the middle of the... So what you got to do is you got to like tip it.
I'm going to take that piece.
Hold on, yeah. But then you have to, that's it. Get that.
Rock that one down.
Rock that one. And then when we wind it up, that will wind up. So let's go and find where they've hidden that winder, shall we, Ian? Let's have a little look, see. So, right, we're making this up as we go along.
I'm just going to slide that to roughly in the middle.
Right, then we've got to press a little button there to lower that. Then we're going to have to roll that back. Let's have a look. Oh, there, that looks alright. Yeah, that's it there.
That's your seats.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So
it's underneath
this
that
bit.
rubber.
And we got one rubber bung.
Oh, another rubber bung, is it?
Another rubber
Another
bung.
That's like Russian dolls. Look. I'll get the light, and then we got. So then we
we
got to find the jack.
tool.
Now on my car, it's in there. Do you reckon it's in there? We got any tools in there yet? Yeah, we got the toolkit in the little thing. I'll grab a light a minute. There we go. I've got the light. Right. So Ian's had a fertile. That's never been used. Look at that. So this is the toolkit. What we got in there? We're looking just for that jack. We're looking for the handle. Is the handle in there?
We've got a jack.
We got a jack, no handle. Where's it? We got the handle. Oh,
There you go.
so you don't need to open that one. That's what we need. That, and that should have a little. Yeah, that's got the handle in the middle there. I reckon. Ian, you put it through that bit there. That goes in there. Look at that.
In that way.
Look at that. Flip your little thing back. Hook that hook through in there.
Separate those two first.
Yeah. Oh, you need 8 hands.
We do. I just need stuff.
Put the jack on top of that rubber mat. Put the jack on top of the rubber mat. That's why we got it out, to do that, Ian.
Yeah, we planned that, you see.
Right, let's have a look. He's got it in there. That's still a pain in the butt. Oh, am I allowed to say that on YouTube?
Which way?
I reckon. Right, let's have a look. I reckon you go clockwise. You go clockwise, and I'll tell you if you're going up or down. Oh, you're going up. So clockwise, as you look at it, is up. Yeah, you're doing well. Come on, put your back into it, Ian. Right, here he goes. I can see him. Right, he's coming. Now it should self-center as it comes up there. Yeah, we've got movement. It's coming up. That is coming up. We have lift off. That's got a bit of a slope to it. Right, whoa, it's going up a bit of a wibbly angle now. I think you're going to have to come underneath now, Ian, and maybe guide it in. It's not looking horizontal. It's like it's caught on something at the front edge. Just need to give it a swing, do we? And is it all central in the hanger?
It's all central in there.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm worrying too much.
I don't think it goes I don't think it
just
goes at an angle.
No,
it
just
should hit the top.
Yeah,
hit the top of the front.
Yeah, I was just worried it had caught on the front lip. Yeah, it sort of tips and rocks, but it finds its own way. Look at that. Alright, that's pretty good. Now you've got that spring in that top bit, Ian, so you should wind it until you feel that spring just biting. And then what that does is, let me just bring the light back under here, it pre-tensions this up, yeah, you can see the springs compressed. Oh, it's a bit, oh no, that's just the cap, which is always, so that's the anti-theft cap on there.
You can see, even with the spare wheel there, it is still accessible to get up to there. It is
still accessible.
So you've got this security cap as your first measure.
That's your first.
And then obviously you've got the cap at the top there to stop you gaining access to just the wire, and then you've got that shield there as well.
So that should hopefully be you all done. So yeah, I'm sorry if you're watching this video. It goes out to you if you had your spare wheel stolen, but hopefully that's helped you reduce the cost of the replacement. And if you haven't had your spare wheel stolen, you might want to consider upgrading to that. Good luck.